What is going on, PlayStation followers? It is your boy TKD, 123 aka Kevin here, and today we're going to talk about a bunch of new God of War news that came out throughout the week. And I was going to split them up, 2 and 2, do like separate videos like that, but I thought, hey, you know what, might as well just sit back, relax, give you guys a full, longer video, and then we will discuss everything that has been said throughout the past few days. And first off, this comes us from Cory Barlog's Twitter. He officially tweeted out about 2 hours ago that God of War has officially gone gold. Of course, gold, I'm sure you all know as well here on the channel, but just in case you don't know, gold means that the game is officially 100% completed in its version 1 form. And that doesn't really exclude a day 1 patch. Of course, that might happen. Usually games tend to do that here, but officially in God of War, the game is finished and has gone gold. So congratulations. So on behalf of PSF, to all of the men and women that worked on the game on Santa Monica, and of course Cory Barlog, congratulations on the success of going gold on God of War. Speaking of God of War, the first story we got here today is that there will be no load screens or camera cuts in God of War. And of course, that was something that we knew. They released a trailer that I'm probably showing here in the background right now. It was called God of War in a single shot and everything. And it was just explaining how, God of War is going to be shot in a single shot. What they mean is that, the actual camera of the game never cuts away from the actual action or from Kratos. It will be an unbroken shot from start to finish throughout the entire game, which is crazy. And the cinematographer director Dori Arazi in the trailer went on to explain kind of the hardships of actually making this game a single shot and everything. And he says, quote, "I thought it was impossible. When I read the scripts, I thought it was impossible. When I looked at our equipment, I thought it was impossible. When I looked at the reality of our production pipelines, but it's possible, just incredibly challenging." And just thinking of how a game is made and everything, and how this entire game is played in one entire continuous shot, it sounds insane, but they did it, and we're going to be able to see it here on April 20th, so I cannot wait to see how this game pans out in one continuous shot. And I think it's going to be a great moving shot. And also, that kind of indicates to me that throughout the story, it's going to be a very contained story. I feel in that way. I feel like, there isn't going to be obviously major jump leaps and time and everything and stuff like that. I feel like overall, this game might be a little bit more closed and honed in on a just specific moment in time, or few hours or few days in time, it looks like. Moving on to story number 2 here. Of course, what is a pretty PS4 game without photo mode? We've seen photo mode in Horizon Zero Dawn, we've seen it in Infamous Second Son, and a bunch of other really good, pretty looking games and everything. And it looks like God of War might be getting that same treatment as well. And of course, this quote comes from director Cory Barlog, the homie, the really godfather of God of War, of course, right now. Of course, he didn't make it, but just of this God of War game here. And he says that the implementation of photo mode is, quote, something we're definitely looking at. And he even goes on to say that it would, quote, have to be something really cool if it's ever going to be made official. And look here, right here, I feel like this is definitely him, telling people that know what's going on, that yes, obviously this game is going to get photo mode. I'm saying? Obviously, it won't be getting it at launch. The game just went gold. If it was going to be at launch, I feel like they would say it up front, but I feel like now they're working on the actual photo mode implementation post-launch. So I feel like that's definitely going to happen. Photo mode will 100% happen on God of War PS4. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you like photo mode in games? Me personally, I've never really utilized photo mode. I've done it a few times here and there with like Horizon Zero Dawn, stuff like that, but I've never really, gone in depth with the tools of photo mode. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you really vouch for photo mode? Do you like it a lot in games? Do you look for it in games? Let me know down in your comments below. Moving on to number 3 here, we have God of War will have difficulty settings for casual and hardcore fans. Of course, this is, seems like, why would you report this? But there is some more depth to this actual story here. Now, of course, he goes on to explain here that the game will feature a simple story mode for beginners that just want to experience the narrative of the game, not too challenging, all the good stuff, what I'm saying? And like, I'm assuming here that there will also be a just normal game, which I'm sure I will probably play, just the normal, standard, how the devs wanted it to be played and everything. But then there is also a completely more difficult version of the game that you can play on if you choose to do so. And this hard option even has its own save file that cannot be changed, and most importantly, it completely retunes the campaign as well. And of course, our boy Cory Barlog says, quote, "We did a ton of stuff to make it a genuine challenge, not a cynical increase. Enemies are all changed up. We changed the attack of patterns of things. It's hugely different," he says. So it looks like, the actual enemies will be changing and everything and stuff like that, and the actual attack patterns that they are coded into the enemies will be changed as well. It looks like they had a whole different, set in the coding to code for this more difficult version of the game and everything. So it looks like it's gonna be very challenging. For those that want it, you can get it. If not, it's completely fine. You can definitely steer clear of this. this, and you can definitely not do it. You know what? Who knows, man? Maybe I might stream myself playing the difficulty of this on God of War when it comes out. Let me know if you guys want to see that here in the comments below. But he also went on to explain here that you will still be able to continue exploring and searching the world once the game is wrapped and everything. So it looks like they just alluded to a new game plus element being added to the game. I feel like that's a no-brainer here. Obviously, you know, new game plus would be in this game and everything and stuff like that. Why would it not be? But you know, just in case you were worried, it looks like new game plus will be coming to God of War PS4. And here with the final story that I feel is a lot more prevalent now that we have seen a extended version of this gameplay here. Now, of course, when we look back to that extended gameplay, you could see that there was a point where Kratos went into a shop and was trying on different pieces of armor, different stuff like that, different shields, different kilts, different things that helped him in protection in certain areas of his body and everything. And so a lot of people were now concerned that, hey man, like there might be microtransactions in this game. Are you gonna actually put it in here? And while this tweet that he received, Mr. Corey Barlog, of course, was received before the gameplay came out and everything, he asked, quote, will there be microtransactions in the game? Outfit is for real money. And he points to the screenshot on the top right hand corner where there is different lines of currency while you are buying shields and everything and stuff like that, and while you're upgrading your weapons and everything. And so that obviously put a lot of red alarms on a lot of people's minds. Like, hey man, like, yo, you have different currencies here. It could mean microtransactions in the future or in the game on day one and everything. And Mr. Corey Barlog just says a simple, very Corey Barlog-esque reply. No freaking way to a reply on this tweet. So here, you know, obviously we have no microtransactions in the game for God of War. Obviously Corey Barlog, it seems here with this tweet, is very anti-microtransactions, and you know, in his games personally speaking, so it definitely seems like he will not be having that in his game going forward and everything. And I will say that, hey, you know what, man, if you want to throw in a multiplayer mode into this game, it's a God of War, maybe, I don't know, 6 months out, a year out, however long it takes you, if you want to fully, you know, prolong the support of this game, I would gladly take some cosmetic microtransactions in this game for doing a multiplayer, because I think, you know, seeing this combat over here, having this in a online space, in a, you know, PvP mode, I think it would be awesome personally to see, and I would really like to see that. I know God of War Ascension had multiplayer, that was pretty cool, but I would think it'd be really, really dope if we had multiplayer in this new God of War. Make sure to let me know what you guys think down in the comments below if you'd be down for some multiplayer in God of War. And ladies and gentlemen, that's been my time here on this video. If you all enjoyed, make sure to leave a like on the video, and also check down the description where you can find our Instagram and Twitter. Make sure to follow us on there for the latest on PlayStation and updates, you know, consistently and all that good stuff. Make sure also to leave me down in those comments below what do you guys think about any news point I talked to you in this video. Make sure to let me know all your thoughts on God of War and everything down in the comments below. Make sure to use the keyword, let's use the keyword shouting, because I'm looking at a screenshot right now of Kratos shouting and it looks pretty aggressive. And if you enjoyed the content here on PSF, make sure to stay subscribed and keep it locked on the channel. We have a ton of new stuff going in the future on the channel. We have a lot of things that we're going to be changing and a lot of things we're going to be adding to the channel as well. So make sure to keep it locked here on PSF to make sure that you don't miss a single thing. Thank you all for watching, and as always, keep on following.